With all the movement around the NFL, could the Chicago Bears be in position to actually be a playoff team? Let's talk about it starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Question on the table today. Could the Bears actually be in position to be a playoff team coming in to 2022? And there's a couple of reasons that we bring this up, right? Of course, all of the quarterback carousel that is happening around the NFL. Listen, it's crazy out here, right? Matt Stafford is now in Indianapolis. Deshaun Watson is over in Cleveland. And as I look at a lot of the quarterback movement around the league, I have to look at a few different factors for the Chicago Bears. One of them being this, right? Starting off, first things first, Bears come in playing a third place schedule last year. They finished out 6-11. So their schedule coming into this season is going to be very similar to that of when they started this whole thing with Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, right? Coming in, you see that third place schedule. You have an opportunity to attack it year one, going right in after it, coming in with a new quarterback who's already had a year with the old guy. I'm getting deja vu right now. Let's hope that this doesn't turn out the same way. But Bears nonetheless come in playing a third place schedule. You can't control who you play. And so in that, the Bears have way more opportunity to actually come away in a lot more of these games than I expected with wins, right? Here's just, and Brad Biggs tweeted this out earlier. Here are the projected starting quarterbacks, and now it's updated, that the Bears will face this year. Detroit has Jared Goff. Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, who, by the way, has proven that he's very beatable. You might be able to get something going there. New York Giants have Daniel Jones and or Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod, I actually fear a little bit more. Dallas has Dak Prescott. Philly, Jalen Hurts. Washington has Carson Wentz. Buffalo has Jared Allen. Miami with Tua. New England has Mac Jones. The Jets have Zach Wilson. Houston has Davis Mills. San Francisco has Trey Lance. And Atlanta just signed Marcus Mariota. Now, here's my reasoning on this. I see 7 possible wins that this team could get just based on the fact that I believe they'll beat Detroit twice. I think the Giants are still going to be worse off than us. I think Miami's very beatable because they're in flux. I think that Houston's beatable because they have nothing. I think the Jets are beatable because they're the Jets. And Atlanta literally is eating $40 million in cap hit. So all they have left is Cordero Patterson. That's 7 wins. And we're not even talking about the potential that Kirk Cousins has a meltdown. We're not even talking about the fact that there could be something where Carson Wentz in Washington is a very beatable quarterback like he has been for a lot of his career, at least of recent. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as crazy as it is to say, and listen, if you tune in for the Daily Show, I know you're coming into this video like, didn't you just tell us to expect a long season where the Bears could win 5 games? I still feel like that is the more logical scenario to go into this with, right? I feel like that is the more logical scenario, that the Bears are going to struggle because they're going to be trying to get things in. But that does not mean that these are not winnable games based on how these rosters are also constructed. Does that mean that you're leaps and bounds better than the teams that I'm saying you're playing? No, I don't think you're leaps and bounds better than the Giants right now. I don't think you're leaps and bounds better than Detroit right now. I just think that those teams are very are teams that have lost games on a pretty consistent basis, and I don't think that 1 year and a coaching change is going to change up the entire roster they have, especially seeing how they haven't made a ton of moves. Do I think that the Jets are going to be better? No. I think the Bears are better than the Jets. Houston is a wasteland, and I think the Bears can be better than that. So it's not like I'm coming on here beating my chest and saying, hey, the Bears are going to be a playoff team and you should fear them. What I'm saying is there is a path right here for the Chicago Bears to get into the NFL playoffs. playoffs, and I'm not talking about as a lower tier seed. I'm talking about like right now, 7 wins, right? Say you manage to get a win, 1 win versus Kirk Cousins. Now you're at 8-9. Say you manage to get 1 win versus Carson Wentz. Now you're 9-8. Say you somehow managed to get 1 win versus the San Francisco 49ers, who are also starting a brand new quarterback in Trey Lance. Dog, now you're at 10 wins on the season. You're a playoff team. And in the NFC, that has become a desolate wasteland, you're a playoff team. Now, of course, the San Franciscos, they're in a better position. Their program's in a better position. They're already poised to make that leap to become one of the better teams in the division, especially with that defense, especially with that, in the conference, I should say, especially with that defense, especially with the fact that Trey Lance has already had a year in that system. He kind of understands what's going on coming into this year, and you hope to see development from that young man there. But that does not mean that there's not a path here where the Bears absolutely can come away with it. Now, the Mac Jones game, I don't know about that one. That's Bill Belichick. That's the Patriots. But it's weird, like, I still don't feel great about this team coming into this season. But I see a similar path to us having early on success than I do that I did in the 2018 season when Matt Nagy showed up and he all of a sudden, bam, Mitch hits the ground running. All of a sudden the Bears are winning. They got a great defense. They've got a great difference here than you had there. You had a historic defense over there. I don't know if you're going to have a historic anything on either side of this ball, but needless to say, you don't need historic to beat a lot of these teams. And coming in with this 3rd place schedule, I think the Bears have a real shot at actually being a playoff team. And I know that's a total flip. I'm saying a shot. I'm still expecting. Hey, listen, what did Wayne say? Prepare for the worst, but I'm still praying for the best. If I'm going to be the optimistic Bears fan, the Bears fan that feels like this team can come in here and get some things done with Justin Fields year 1, they can actually get him to the point where he's slanging that thing, where he's getting the job done at the quarterback position. I could absolutely see the Bears coming out of this thing with possibly 8 wins. 7 slated for me right now based on what I'm looking at. We're talking about possibly 8 to 9 wins if you're able to sneak some of those other games out of there, man. So I want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you think that the Chicago Bears could be a playoff team this season? I know it sounds like madness. I know it sounds like, Pat, don't do this. You're overreaching. You're being an optimistic Bears fan. This is how you get your heart broken. It absolutely is. But prepare for the worst, but keep praying for the best. And I'm praying that the Bears are able to take advantage of such a subpar list of players on these teams, just like you have here, but hopefully, ours outperform. I want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Make sure that you check the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Hey, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.